All right, it is that time to turn it up a notch. We call it a rapid fire, and today we're bringing out the best we've got. The best we have. Hey. Leslie Picker, Morgan Brennan, and Casino Contessa Brewer.
Hey there.
Howdy. First topic. The 30-day window since Uber's IPO has now closed. So now Uber's earliest investors are free to sell their shares and make millions. Right, Leslie Picker?
False, Brian. That's false.
Fake news.
That's fake news. They've got another 5 months to go before they could sell. They did have some hope, though, because there's something called an over-allotment agreement or a green shoe, which, if Uber's stock price had been trading substantially above its IPO price, underwriters would have been able to buy stock from the inside investors, the venture backers, and sell that into the market, allowing those venture backers to raise like $1.2 billion.
So it's not the contract, it's the fact that Uber's stock has not performed.
It's that, exactly. So the green shoe, instead of allowing these venture backers to cash out, it has been used to support the stock price because of, as we know, can't believe it's only been a month, but aftermarket trading was not what many anticipated.
Well, when that lockup window expires in 5 months, does that provide an overhang for the stock?
It certainly could, depending on where this, 5 months is a long time from now, 30 days is a long time from now, it seems like. I can't believe it's only been 30 days since that IPO, but it certainly could be an overhang. It's something that a lot of investors in the market watch for as a potential catalyst, because these people have been locked up for a really long time. 22 rounds of fundraising at Uber. I mean, there are a lot of people
and they've been waiting. They've been waiting, like we all would, by the way, to get rich.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm still waiting, Morgan.
I mean, I don't even have a good response for that. But yeah, I mean, I think this is the thing to watch with all the IPOs, especially if you're a retail investor, right? It's not just how the IPO performs in the first days or the first weeks, it's what happens when those lockups expire. And we've seen it happen with other big, high-flying tech names in the past. Uber, certainly the fact that they're trading below, or have been for the most part trading below the IPO price, certainly means that if it does actually start to rally, it makes November look a little bit more volatile.
It definitely is probably one of the most 5 widely watched stocks in the United States right now. According to new rankings of global companies, Amazon has overtaken Google and Apple to become the world's most valuable brand. The report, compiled by WPP research agency Kantar, values Amazon's brand at $315.5 billion. Apple and Google had spent a combined 12 years contest at the top of the list.
You know what? That's because of all of these other things that they're offering now. The web services, they're branching into insurance, they're going into healthcare. And in fact, here you have Doreen Wang of Kantar saying, Amazon's phenomenal brand value demonstrates how brands are less anchored to their individual categories and regions. It's about the branch out.
So, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody, nearly every, 112 or whatever million Prime customers.
Right.
2 things. The first is, whenever I see some sort of ranking like this, what's the methodology? They say more than 3 million consumer interviews. The companies have to be public, and then they do an analysis of the businesses and the financials using Kantar data. Okay, fine. The second question, what happens to all of these most valuable brands, Amazon, Google, Facebook, some of the other names on there, with an antitrust probe?
Oh, good point.
Well, maybe their brand name gets even bigger because now people that already know them maybe decide they like them and they don't want them, Leslie, messed with. Because guess what? Congress is upset, but outside of, most people seem to like Amazon.
It seems that way, at least according to its brand value. I think the key lesson and takeaway here is just this idea that the more omnipresent you are as a company in people's lives, the greater your brand value is. You know, it seems like.
And let's not forget, they failed at one thing, one big thing they completely bombed at.
Amazon did?
Smartphones.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Fire phone? Exactly.
No,
you don't.
Remember.
Exactly. That's the point.
They should reboot it up as a rapid fire phone.
A rapid, I like that.
Yeah.
God. So far, you're winning.
That was very
it's not even a game, but you're winning. Topic 4, all indications are that team collaboration software maker Slack will IPO on June 20th. But when the company provided guidance last night, it reported an expectation of Slack revenue growth in 2020. Leslie Picker, it can't bode well for the IPO, or maybe nobody cares.
I mean, just to put it into context, this slower revenue growth is 52%. So it still looks really great. It's slowing down from 67% annualized growth. But you see this a lot of times with IPOs where they get to a mature point in their business. They need to be able to tap the capital markets for liquidity purposes, employees need to sell, insiders need to sell, which would be the whole purpose of doing a public listing. But as a byproduct, you start to see a business that's more mature and therefore tends to slow.
Morgan, you're Squawk. Okay, I want to ask you, Squawk Out, because here's the thing, and I got to keep quiet because there's a lot of good people over there that work on our digital side, and I see them all day long like this.
On Slack.
I mean,
speaking of brand value,
it's like they're addicted to Slack. I mean, I'm like, I hate email, but I just wonder, is that better or worse? Are people, maybe they're getting over Slack?
I think the users of Slack are very, very big fans of Slack. There's definitely brand value here. Yes, okay, 50% growth. However, fiscal 2019 was more than 80% growth, and the year before that was 110% growth, and this is a company that's still not profitable. So yes, that top line growth slowing
at current deceleration rates, 100 to 50, 25-0.
You know what one of the most popular features is on Slack around
I'm
here?
gonna start throwing papers at you.
An emoji called dumpster fire. Is it an omen? I don't know.
Is there a dumpster
What
on
does it
fire,
look
though?
like? I haven't seen this emoji.
Oh, let's show
Maybe there is actually a dumpster on fire, and the problem is don't send that around, because then when a dumpster does catch on fire, no one's going to believe it, and all the trash will burn. Topic 5, and this one should not be a surprise. New research out indicating that apps, this is the dumbest story of the day.
No, it's the best.
No,
story
but I mean,
of the
it
day.
is the best, but it's the worst. Apps that are designed to help you sleep may actually be keeping you up. Did anybody think that there's anything else to this? Because you look at it and you go, I only got 5 hours to sleep, and you get scared, Morgan Brennan. I mean, who thinks that actually helps you sleep?
I'm actually a person who at times suffers from anxiety, and when I'm up late at night and I'm anxious, and then I start looking at the clock and I realize that I am now cutting into my sleep time, I get more anxious and thus
Try hosting
cannot
Worldwide
sleep.
Exchange.
So
It hurts because it's true.
well, but anyway, I mean, I think the whole idea is that we're very, very connected to our devices. Even Tim Cook recently in a broadcast interview said he's too connected to his devices. And so it's kind of ironic that we would go to our devices to check our sleep, check our meditation, and all these other things that we're supposed to be unplugged around.
I get the alerts that say, hey, it's time for you to meditate. And I'm like, this is very stressful. And also, I tell my machines, no, you go to sleep. You don't tell me to go to sleep. It's like, ooh,
That's the other thing, though.
I have one app that helps me sleep.
Sound machine.
That is good too, by the way.
Wrong.
The
I
white
sleep with
noise,
my daughter.
that's it. Everything else is stressful.